Excuse me. Sorry, that's a great intro, wasn't it? Good evening, everybody. Good evening, football fans. Good evening, Arsenal fans. And welcome to the Big Sunday Show, where it's us nutters talking about football, Arsenal-related everything. Please join us in the chat. Join us from whatever format you're watching from. Join us in the chat. Have a bit of banter with us. And don't forget to give us a sub, a share, and a like, because it helps the channel out. And I'm going to introduce my panel this evening, we'll start with the amazing Seema, the all-white Mark, the Gobby Judy down the bottom, and Max. Welcome to the show, guys. How you doing? How you doing, Seema?
Yeah, good, thank you. Now that we've had that great qualification after 18 years, the women have qualified for the Champions League final. Barcelona! How brilliant is that?
That's incredible. Mark, how you doing? Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, even better, Barcelona hammered Chelsea and we hammered Lyon.
Mm-hmm.
So two hammers are going to collide.
Yeah. Well, how are you feeling, Mark?
I was feeling good until that intro, but I'm doing good, mate. But what's the chances? What is the chances of Arsenal women and Arsenal men playing Barcelona in the final of the Champions League?
Yeah.
This is
ever been done in the history of football?
I don't think it has, Seema. I don't think it has.
Batman, can you quickly look that up?
I can't because I'm using my phone to video tonight.
Oh, all right, no bother. Sorry, Mark, carry on, mate.
I was just going to say, it's a pity that you could, because that would have taken at least an hour, but the show would be over.
But I made the same comment in another chat group. If things pan out, it could be an Arsenal double-header against Barcelona.
Okay, so how are you doing, Judy? You all right?
Yeah, I'm brilliant. I'm always brilliant. Life isn't, but I am.
With punch.
That's no. Just so you get the joke, it's from the watch along. I'm Richard and he's Judy. You see?
Yeah. Richard, Madeline, and Judy. Yes.
Max, how you doing, mate?
Show.
How you going, Des? I'm doing well.
Good. Right. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to Seema for a moment because I want to talk about the women's game today a bit more, a lot more in depth. So away you go, Seema.
Yeah, I mean, how brilliant was it? Okay, we didn't have a very good first leg where the women actually lost to Lyon, and so we weren't. To be honest, I went to the game, and a lot of the people, we were all talking. We weren't actually very confident that the ladies are going to pull this through because Lyon were really strong, at home with us. And it was almost like, oh, my God, this is going to be an uphill. And they were expecting 30,000 fans. So it was kind of going to be like a great atmosphere. There was 500 Arsenal away fans that had gone, which was also brilliant on them for going. But after that first own goal by Lyon, it was we didn't have full control of that game. It was only literally when we scored before we went in half time and we went 2-0 up. It was like, okay, we've got this. And I think one of the best things that happened was that she played Emily Fox. Mm-hmm. And she didn't do that in the first game.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and I think she didn't play Beth Mead. She had her on the, she was on the bench. So it was a switch. She switched the team and it worked. What was your take on it, Mark?
Well, I kind of disagree slightly with you because I put it on at the start, and for the first goal, the corner comes in, their goalkeeper had a howler, missed the ball completely, defender headers it, hits the back of the goalkeeper and goes in the net.
Yeah.
Originally, that goal was given to Russo, and it was like soon changed as an own goal. But I actually thought that Leon couldn't control Katie McCabe and Ford on the left. They just couldn't contain them at all.
Yeah.
And that was giving Arsenal a major outlet. And then on the right-hand side, and I agree with you 100% on this, Seema, with Beth Mead being off and you actually had Chloe Kelly there, you had an outlet on the right-hand side. But I think at the starts at half-time, just before, I'll not go into all, but the stats just before half time was that I think Leon had 5 shots on goal, 0 on target. And that's it. But we scored the perfect second goal tonight, and that was right on the stroke of, straight on the stroke of half time, and it was an absolute screamer.
It was amazing. That was strike.
It was top. You're talking top bin. It was honestly, it was absolutely brilliant. And I honestly watching it. We were joking in the private chat that we've got during it, Seema, and I didn't feel nervous until probably 71, 72 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it felt this is the Leon that came to the Emirates.
Yeah.
Like, you're undefeated. We are undefeated. And these girls went there and absolutely demolished them. And honestly, who was the girl in the first
Diani or Dumore?
Diani.
We talked about both of those, didn't we, in the previous podcast?
Yeah. She was quiet.
Yeah.
She was meant to be quiet. And it was just like, it was absolute control from Arsenal. And I didn't expect that either. I really didn't expect it either in any kind of way. Daniel, you're only 6 minutes late tonight, so congratulate you. 9 minutes earlier, normal. So, bro, you know you're going to get this every podcast from me. So yeah, see, man, for me, it was an absolute masterclass. Yeah. But the question, if I could give you a question before you bring the guys in.
Yeah.
Leon put out the strongest side. In midweek to play a game, and Arsenal had a 7-day gap. Did you think that had a real bearing on this game?
I think she went in with better tactics this time.
Right.
I mean, you could see the difference in the play from at the Emirates to here, and it was night and day basically. There was more of the team effort. There was more team. They were talking to each other. They were on par with each other. Whereas at the Emirates, they were passing, but they were missing the passing. They just weren't on the same wavelength. And that's what I thought it was. Yeah, you're right, though. But in the 72nd or 74th minute, it was almost like nerve-wracking because Lyon really upped their game. And then they were on the attack and the attack and the attack. And we made it. But then we went and got the goal. That error by that Lyon defender who actually she slipped, didn't she? And they ended up with the ball. And what a strike that was too. That was brilliant. And then it just went on. It went into the fourth goal, and that was like, yes, signed, sealed, and delivered. But it still became so nervous because they were fully attacking, and we were actually being a bit sloppy. And then
they should have had a shout. They should have had a penalty. That was a penalty.
Yeah.
I don't
think it affected the result. Go on, Max.
I'm sorry, Daniel.
I just feel on this game. Good evening, guys. Sorry for being 6 minutes late. I just feel we were clinical in this feature than the first leg. If you watch the first leg, we're still playing good in the first leg. Well, in this leg, we took our chances when it came, and there were no too much panic and no too much, because I felt we respected Lyon too much in the first leg. But this second leg, we really upped our game, and the confidence the players showed forth, and the formation the coach used in this second leg was all about belief. The remontada that Madrid were talking about, I think we actually had the remontada in us, and basically we're just so clinical in this second leg than the first leg.
Yeah.
Max, it's your turn.
A bit of time wasting, and the goalkeeper really did need to do that at that time of the game, and she got a yellow for that. But that's fine.
If Raya did that against Madrid, we wouldn't have considered that one goal. So I think she was playing to the best of ability, and I wasn't bothered about that.
Yeah. What was your take on it, Max?
So obviously, I started watching the first game, and obviously once the first own goal went in, I was like, I was the first thought in my head. I was like, can it be possible that both Arsenal's men team and the women team can be in the final, right? That was literally the first thought when I saw the own goal went in. And then the second one went in. And then it got to half time, right? And I went, you know what? We're actually going to do this, And against a really good Lyon side, that's probably won the Champions League more than any other team, women's side might I add as well, right? and then from there, probably I got to, I think for me, but I think I got to about 80 minutes. Then I was literally sitting on the edge of my seat going, come on, girls, come on, girls, come on, girls, come on, girls. You know, and because I think from 66 minutes onwards, they really upped their levels in terms of trying to really push the team onwards. And I think first half, I think we were very dictative in the first half, where we sort of really kind of played them into our own game, if that makes sense. Kind of really sort of played them into our own game. And I think Emily Fox was a huge part of that, because I think Emily Fox played very, very well in terms of, because you could see when obviously she changed the team when Emily Fox came in, right? Compared to obviously when she didn't play in the first leg, you could obviously see the difference in the levels of, like, she definitely, like, up the ante. I think the team sort of was more connected, and they were all more on the same wavelength. And I feel like they kind of really kind of stepped up their levels.
Yeah.
And look, honestly, I can't be more proud of the girls' teams. Honestly, I'm like, to be honest, like, it's interesting. You raised the question when I said, when was the last team Arsenal's played both a back-to-back game in the men's team and the women's team? And that was the Real Madrid fixture, because that was like we both played the men and the women's team in the Real Madrid fixture, and we got past that. And I swear, if we both do the double over Barcelona in both fixtures, I'm literally going to be as chuffed as a muffin. Honestly, I'm generally.
And how emotional was Kim Little at the end? You realise oh my God, we've just made the Champions League final. And she was trying to hold back her tears. It was so,
and beating the best, and beating one of the best sides in the competition to get there as well.
Exactly.
Like the ticker says, it's been 18 years, hasn't it? So that's a long time, you know.
Yeah.
A couple of questions.
Yeah.
In goal, was it Van Donselaar?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Cool. Was Chloe Kelly on the pitch?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So she's the manager's gone in with, like you said, Seema, she's gone in with better tactics.
Yeah.
Right? But what I've noticed about the Arsenal women, and I'm just going to expand it slightly.
Yeah.
What I've noticed about the Arsenal women, the games I have played that have been 2 legs, if we do make a mistake in the first leg, we're quick learners. And going on what you've said, I will watch the match later, because obviously you know why I missed it.
Yeah.
But going on what you've said, we obviously learned from the first leg. And that's the one thing I can say about the women. They're really good at doing that. Yeah. You know, and,
but there's also in the first leg, we had a lot of chances in the first leg to score as well. Like that's not like cut nilly, right? Because we had so many chances in the first leg to basically equalize, to make it 2-2 as well, and to score at least 3, 4, 5 goals in the first leg. That's not paint over the performance.
No, there's a difference though, Max, because Richard needs to come through because he's not spoken. But I'll make a point on that. See, when you played at the Emirates, I felt our tactics were go and get a couple of goals because we need to take that to France. Where in the second legs, they didn't know to stick or twist, and that benefited Arsenal. And I think that's where Seema's point comes in, where the manager got the tactics 100% correct. And Arsenal went on them. We were like, we treated that second leg like it was a home leg, in my opinion. We went on them. They didn't know what to do, if they should stick or twist. We opened up to Leon in the first leg.
I didn't actually count. How many corners did we get? Because I don't think we got. Richard, do you remember?
I'll go after
quite a few. I mean,
it must be like 4 or 5 or anything. It must have been 4 or 5. Like,
yeah, it was an easy half a dozen there at least, because I mean, the Leon keeper, she usually looks so calm and collected and cool under crosses, but she was channeling the inner Zinsberger in her today.
No, because
can I just say, Seema, like watching Kelly's performance, I honestly, if there's one player in this women's team that I hope we sign, I want her to get signed this thing.
Well, Max,
beg.
We've been saying that for weeks, mate. I totally agree with you 100%. Everybody's been saying that for weeks. If we can get that young lady to sign the piece of paper, we need. we need to offer.
Well,
We need
what
to
is
offer
almost
everything. You know,
Champions League. You know, it's probably gonna. You could see, you know, when she was on the bench, she was smiling.
Yeah.
See, if the ladies win the Champions League, which they've now got a good chance of, that she could sign on the dotted line. You know what I mean?
Exactly. What I wanted to say about the corner situation was that I'm so glad there was none of those stupid short corners that we kept doing at the Emirates.
Oh yeah. They don't work for us, do they?
No, definitely not. Was this something you picked up on, Richard? Anything, the difference between, you know,
I mean,
the Emirates game and...
Yeah, I was glad that we had Van Domsler back, and I was quite happy with the team selection. I felt we had a lot more energy. I thought in the first leg we weren't quite at the races energy-wise, and I felt Montenegro got his tactics wrong today, but that cost him, and even when he didn't change it up, it was too late. I'm going to pick out our captain, Kim Little.
Yeah.
Look at those. How many times were they driving runs from centre of the park? 34 years old and able to run like that and dominate a midfield like that. I mean, Lyon were dangerous on counters, and they were a threat, but we dealt with them, and Van Domsel made the saves when necessary. But
I was actually very surprised, Richard, you mentioned that, because I was very surprised, like, how quick Kim Little actually was for a 34-year-old. I was actually surprised. I was like, she could actually run.
Yeah,
and like she was quick.
And she literally drove us through that game, and there were times there Lyon left a big gaping hole. She saw it and she just burst into it, and they struggled to get back to her, which gave us chances. And I think it was the Caldenti one her goal came from a run from Little originally, and then they eventually got to Caldenti, and wow, what a goal. And once we got that, there was always a chance. I felt we needed to score 2 or 3 to give ourselves the best chance going through, because of Lyon's heritage. You don't win the Champions League 8 time if you're a dud team, and they've got some special players in there.
Daniel, sorry, Richard, I thought you finished, mate. Finish, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, but you've got to congratulate Sagers and the team as a whole for the job they done today.
Fair play. Thank you, Judy. Appreciate it. Daniel. You got any more you want to say, mate?
Yeah, I just have a question for Richard, because this XG I'm not understanding. In the game today, Lyon, I'm seeing that Lyon had a 1.62 SG with 1 goal, and Arsenal, who had 4 goals, are having 1.17. So I don't understand how is the SG calculated?
So basically, yeah. So basically, XG is a terrible stat to go by, because different analysts weight the opportunity differently. So they give a shot dependent where the shot's taken, how many defenders are, the angle, and everything. So those in the box close to goal are weighted higher. Those outside the box are weighted less, and that is why today Lyon shot chances created a better XG, because you look at Caldenti's one, it probably had like a 0.01 XG, where the Lyon shots were more inside the box.
Are you happy with that, Daniel?
I just feel the SG calculation is so complicated, and
it's
over my head.
Yeah.
It's right. before we move on, and Seema, thank you for that. That was absolutely
You're
brilliant.
welcome.
Thank you. I'm going to do something slightly different, right?
Cool.
Okay. Call it controversial if you like. By the way, good evening, Emerson. Thank you for joining us. And anybody else that's been in the chat, thank you for joining us. We always do men's ratings after a game. And after today's game ratings, what do you think? Just for a change. Yeah?
Yeah.
So here we go. Here we go. So just basically, don't give me a reason. Just give me the number, just so we can get through it pretty quick. Yeah. So Van Donselaar in goal. Seema, what are you rating?
I would say 7.
7. Mark?
I'm confused because she only came on at half time.
No, the keeper, Van Donselaar.
Yeah. She came on. She didn't start the game.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. It hasn't said that Zinsberg. Well, what do you give Zinsberg for the first half then?
Yeah.
Second half.
It was the second half she played. Am I wrong in that?
No, she was in
Played the old man. She played the old man.
She played the whole match.
Did she? I didn't think she did. Oh, sorry. I do apologise.
Right.
For
So
that.
Van Donselaar.
So seven.
Daniel, give us a score for Van Donselaar, mate.
8.
8.
She makes two outstanding saves.
Okay, cool. Max, please.
8.
8. Cool. And Richard, last one, mate.
I'd have said a 7 just because there were some dodgy moments with Posse. But
Okay, cool. So, Football Tribe UG says, hi, guys. Thank you very much. And Emerson's giving her a 7. So there we go. One more. Right, so we'll move on. Fox.
What's your rating? What's your rating? What's your own rating?
I didn't watch the match, mate, so I can't give a rating.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't bother. Fox, Seema.
I liked her. Definitely, I would say she changed the dynamics of the game, and she brings the pace in the game. So I would say 8.
Okay, Mark.
7.
7. Daniel.
Standard 8.
Standard 8. Oh, you 8's a standard, yeah.
Yeah, because she felt more composed than Williamson in the whole game. So I'm giving her.
Fair enough. Max.
Selma, why are you looking at me like that?
Me?
Yeah, you're looking at me for saying she felt more composed than Williamson in the game.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
Okay.
Go ahead, Max.
Yeah. So for me, if Fox gets the 9, she was the best player on the pitch.
Okay, cool.
Hands down.
Thank you for that, Richard.
8 for me.
Nice. And Emerson says 6.5. We don't do half marks, Emerson, just to let you know. So I'll round it off to a 7, right? So here we go. Williamson. Seema, quick.
Oh, nah. I would say 6. I wasn't really happy with her.
Mark.
7. I thought she was solid. There was a couple of mistakes, but nothing too
Solid.
I
Daniel.
thought she was solid.
6. Too many loose passes.
Okay.
See?
Max.
7 because I agree with Mark. I think she was. I think apart from any loose passes, I think she apart from the loose passes, she was all right.
Okay, cool. Richard.
6 because I think there were better players on the pitch.
Emerson says 6. Okay, I'm just going. Catley. Seema.
Yeah, she was good. 7.5.
Don't do half marks, Seema. Come on, you know better than that.
Oh, okay, I'll give her an 8.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
8.
Good lad. Daniel.
Standard 8.
Okay, Max.
Come on, my Australian girl, 9.
All right. There's no need to
That
split.
was good though.
There's no need to split, Max. Go. Richard.
8 for me.
Okay, so we're into the midfield. No, we're not, because I've just missed out McCabe, haven't I? McCabe.
Yeah.
Seema.
7.
7. Mark.
10. Man of the match.
Fair enough. Daniel.
Sorry. Player of the match. Player of the match.
Scottish tax.
Player
So
of the
what's your
match.
score, Daniel? What's your score for McCabe? Did you say?
8.
8. Max.
8.
Richard.
Yeah, 8. Gotta love Katie.
Emerson saying 7.5, but I'm rounding it up to 8. I've already told you. We don't do half marks. Thank you very much.
Yes, we
Right.
do. He's sitting to your right.
Right, into the midfield. Little, Seema.
Oh, lover, 9.
Okay. Mark, don't take this the wrong way. Little Mark.
Woo, bravo! He's gonna hate me.
What's your mark, Mark? What's your mark for Little Mark?
What's your mark, Mark?
An 8.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. I appreciate it. Daniel?
Why is Mark so quiet?
Because I'm coming.
He's coming
later.
Genuinely, he's coming later. Daniel.
9.
That sounds wrong as well, doesn't it? That sounds wrong as well. He's coming later.
Yeah.
Anyway, Daniel, what's your score? What's your score for Little Mark?
I'm just waiting for Richard's one-liner.
I'm going 9.
Good. Thank you. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Max, when you stop laughing, what's your score for Little?
Max is gone.
Nice.
He still can't.
This isn't the way I envisage this going.
You've done much dirty.
Go on, Alex. Alex, we'll try again. What score for Little? 12.
Well,
Who's Alex?
I'm going 10. She was
Fair
my
enough.
player of the
Max,
match.
do you want to try
but
and give us a number?
you can't beat
Right.
Big Mark.
A 9. Emerson's gone 8, I think. Emerson's gone 8. Right, where are we up to? Colden
Seemingly not too far.
Caldente.
Yeah, that one, Seema. What's oh, you know I'm rubbish for names. Shut up.
8.
Seema, what score did you give?
8.
8. Mark, Little. I mean, no, it's not Little anymore, is it? The new one. What score?
9.
Caldente.
Yeah, thanks,
9.
Seema. 9.
9.
Daniel.
9.
9. Max.
9.
I'm blessed. I'm agreeing with Mark.
There's some high scores here. Richard, for the one that Seema said.
Caldente.
9.
9, did you say? Right, okay. Chloe Kelly. Now, I'm expecting high scores here.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
9.
9, Mark.
7.
What?
What game are you watching?
You love Chloe Kelly.
I do love Chloe Kelly, but not given reasons. We'll just give marks. 7. Move
All
on.
right. I'm just shocked.
Get
I'm
out.
shocked. Daniel.
Ooh.
7.
But Mark, when you say something like that, as the host, I can question it.
It's my reaction. He's laughing at.
I know what it is. Max, your number. You said 7, didn't you, Daniel? Just to read.
Yeah, 7. 7.
Max, your number, please.
10. Woman of the match.
Wow.
Like by clear comparison,
Now, you see,
like it is not even close.
Richard, what are you going to give Chloe Kelly?
Nah.
See, that tells
thought
me
it was
that
solid
Mark
score.
doesn't know anything about scoring players.
No.
All right. I just thought I'd bring that to people's attention. Okay.
Nor does he know anything about scoring.
Des, you can say this one. Marnham, Seema.
That's fucking bad.
You got it a bit late. Sorry, what was the question again?
Marnham. Please.
Oh, Marnham. Yeah, she was good. But I would say 7.
Okay. Mark,
7.
have you got any rebuttal for Seema? Or
No, do you know what? I didn't.
Don't encourage him.
I didn't. No, that's okay. I'm not too early for this. We're still below the watershed, so I'll leave it another half an hour. But what I would say, I didn't like her in the first 2 legs, and today I also saw mistakes, but I did see a bit of improvement. So I'm giving her a 7.
okay,
Yeah.
Daniel, what are you giving Marnham, mate?
Yeah, Freedom Man is one of my best players, but she wasn't the standard performer today. But I'll give her 7. 7.
Okay. Max.
It just feels like I'm copying Mark. Why? I'm copying Mark's score.
Well, no, it's fair enough.
Okay.
All I'm asking you for a number. It's the choice you make. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's just that we're both geniuses, Daniel. So just
Shut up, both geniuses. Leave it out, will you?
He likes kissing genies.
What did you say, Max? Sorry. What did you say?
I said 8.
For Marnham, you said 8. Richard?
I thought a 7.
Right, okay. Thank God we've only got 2 players left. 4.
So what do you say now? Richard is saying 7, Mark is saying 7. Does that
8.
indicate that Mark?
Ford is
Does
8.
that indicate that Max? I wanted to say, does that indicate that Mark knows football?
No,
Because Richard is saying 7. And
not at all, because
Mark is
Richard
saying
don't
7.
know. Richard doesn't know anything either. It's me that keeps these two grounded. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So,
Des, I'm the one that has to rule you in every week. What are you talking about?
you what? You do what?
I have to rule you every week in because you bloody go off like a train somewhere on some crazy tangent.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, he's coming for you.
Whatever, mate. You come for me.
You
I know, no, do you know what it was, Seema? I know he's coming for me because he went to headbutt the camera again.
Oh. Yeah, but the front of the cap gets in the way. He knocks him back.
Yeah. Ford. Seema, what did you say?
I told you 8.
I know, but got interrupted. Mark.
I know, these guys just give
I
it.
would like to give Ford a 9.5, but
Can't
we
get
don't
half.
do halves. We don't do halves, so I'm going to give her a 10. She was
I
right
thought
there
you,
with
for a
McKay.
moment there, I thought you was going to say I would like to give Ford 1.
Dad, stop
It's
it.
31 minutes past 8. Let's get to 9 o'clock and
9
then we can
o'clock
do
is
this,
the
right?
shed, okay?
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
9 o'clock.
Right, Daniel,
Jesus.
Daniel, give your score, please.
Yeah. Ford. The trust side of the women team, for me, I'm giving an 8.
Okay, nice. Max?
8.
Richard?
Ford 9.
Okay. And then all I'm going to do is the people that I can see that were on the pitch when the game was played, yeah? At the moment, I don't care about subs, but I will ask you about the manager and the referee as well, okay? So we've also got the last one, Russo. Seema, go for it.
Oh, I liked her. She was good. She scored as well, right?
Yeah, 1 goal, 1 assist.
Yeah, she was good. 9.
9.
I'm a Russo fan anyway, so.
Mark?
Russo, I would love to give 1, but it's not 9 o'clock, so I'll give her a 9.
I'm so sorry I started that. It's my fault. Daniel?
See, we got Jensen give me the middle finger. Did you see that, guys?
Oh my God, my world is going to end.
I don't think that was due to jealousy. Go ahead,
It was.
My man of the match, 10.
10. Sweet. Lovely. Brilliant. So you didn't copy Mark there. Alex, go for it. Max, even. Sorry, I don't know where I got Alex from. Sorry. Max, sorry. Go for it.
You keep saying Alex.
9.
9. I keep doing what?
You keep saying Alex.
No, I meant Max. Look at Tom, I don't care.
You're not only Max, you're an Alex, okay?
Judy. What are you giving a Russo?
9, and I would like to point out that Mark would give my nan 1 if he could dig her up and climb out the grave.
I was just waiting for that. I was just waiting. I was like, Richard hasn't spoken yet.
It's not even 9 o'clock.
End the stream.
It's not even 9 o'clock.
I've got to end the stream there. Sorry, guys. No, I'm joking. Right. Okay, so
I can't get jealous on that one.
Right, okay, so we're going to rate the manager.
Today.
Yeah, Mark, you've walked into something tonight, mate.
You started it, you're going to get it now.
So
I do want it, see, man, but I did not start this. I did not start this.
Anyway,
no given point. I gave my player scores 6, 7, 8. You guys have been speaking and doing your innuendos. I keep telling you. It's not even 9 o'clock. No, you're jealous, man. You're jealous.
Someone's tired.
Oh, get a room, you two. Go and.
Yeah. So I want
We have a room.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen, Max. It's guaranteed.
I want a score for the manager, Seema, please.
I think she got it right in this game. First game she didn't. Second, this one, 9.
9, cool. Mark?
10, absolutely bang on. Tactics spot on.
Sweet.
Superb.
Daniel?
I would have given her a 10, but because of the first 2 substitutes she make, the first two substitutes really put our tempo down. So I'm giving her a 9.
Okay. Max, not Alex. Max.
Yeah, I want to give her a 10. Perfect from her. You win 4-0 against Leon, the best team, one of the best teams in the competition. I'm giving her a 10. I'm sorry, I have to.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Right. Okay. Richard.
10.
Ken, what were you going to say something, Mark?
UCL final.
Yeah, I thought you were going to move on without asking Richard.
No, I wouldn't do that, would I?
I want to ask a question though.
No, you've had no. You've had your bit. You said you only wanted to do one bit. You don't get to ask. What's the question? What's the question? What's the question?
Leah Walty, where was she?
Who?
Walty.
She's not on it.
Exactly. Where was she? Was she injured? Emerson, can you tell us?
Oh, right. Okay. Ooh.
I don't think she was fit, Seema.
I
don't think she was fit.
I
don't think she was fit.
Or listen to it, so I didn't know. But I just want to know what happened. Was she injured?
I don't think she's injured, but I just don't think she was fit.
She was in the home leg.
I know, but I don't think she was fit. I think she had match fitness. I didn't think she was fit. I think that's why she gets selected.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I don't think she was fit.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So the last one I want to ask about, and then we're definitely going to move on, right? Okay. Yeah. The referee. How was the referee in the game today, Seema?
Oh, actually, she was good because when she gave the yellow card, right, to our goalkeeper, she said, "I'm just going to add the time on," and she did.
Right,
literally 2.5 minutes over the 5 minutes of extra time. So I would say she did well. She did an 8.
Sweet, Mark.
It was a very difficult one for me because I thought a lot of times that she was too lenient, and then other times, I don't like if you're trying to control a game, but she did control the game. So I'm not going to be too harsh. A 9. I'll give her a 9.
Daniel?
I'm going to give her a 7 because she didn't.
Because referees Daniel. Yeah. Because referees Daniel. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm going to give her a 7. She should have booked Alex Russo for delaying the game, and she didn't do that in the second half. It's not only when it's against us we have to cry or shout about it. I just feel she was too lenient in the game, and some of the fouls she gave wasn't the right call, and some of the fouls she should have given wasn't the right call. So 7 for me.
Okay, cool. Max, please. Sorry.
So I'm going to give the referee an 8 because I think she was okay.
Okay, cool.
And also she missed the penalty against us. That should have been a penalty.
Richard, your voice has changed. Your voice has changed.
I have that effect.
Sorry, say that again, Daniel. Say that again. Sorry, I was only messing about. Say that again.
Yeah, I said the reason I'm giving her 7 because she missed the penalty shot against Arsenal. That should have been a penalty because if it was the other way around, would have been here and complaining about that. So that for me is 7.
Fair enough. Okay. So what did you say again, Richard? Sorry, just to.
I'm going to go with 6, and she should have given Leon a penalty. But there were a couple of players that on our side that should have got bookings for kicking the ball away and time wasting, and she didn't give. And for that reason, I'd be marking her as low if it was the other way round.
So now we are going to move on to the game against Crystal Palace. Did you all see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, okay. So I'll give my thoughts just quickly. Good start for Kivior. Really pleased for him with that goal at 3 minutes. It was a really good goal as well. Well taken. Really, really pleased for him. And like I've said on other shows, and I might as well say it again. For me, he's now being played in his natural position, and I think the kid just needed minutes, and now he's getting them. So, yeah, it was a good game until they scored really, and then it just went flat. And then obviously, I'll bring it up, but we can talk about it a bit more in depth in a moment. The supposed ball that went out. Well, the only thing I've got to say about that is from the angle they showed it, you couldn't tell if it was out or in. So I don't know. I think it's another one that can be scratched off for Arsenal to go against us as normal, you know. But anyway, enough about what I've got to say. Let's start with Mark this time. What's your thoughts on the PSG game, the Crystal Palace game? Sorry, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, it does. It was the same. Brilliant from Kivior. Outstanding performance, not for the first time in the last couple of games. He stood up and he's been our man of the match, in my opinion, in both games. Absolutely outstanding and brilliant header. the ball going out. Maybe I'm getting feedback off someone. I don't know if someone's got their mic on or not. But you go back to like the Newcastle game, and it reminded me of that, the ball going out, and then and it was given against us, and it's given us against us this time as well, which was a bit really disappointing.
However, let's not forget the Man City game as well. The Man City game as well. Remember when the ball went out over the line? They and they gave the goal. The Man City game.
Yeah. Was that? I didn't. It's not coming to the top of my head. But I want to use this time and my time speaking about this massively, because my thoughts on the game. And one person. I'm sick of one player in our club cannot do any wrong whatsoever, and everybody of our fan base applauds him like there's no tomorrow. He escapes criticism like there's no tomorrow. Brian, thank you so much. I knew that you would come in with that. I knew you would try and rattle me at the point of me saying, wait to say my piece. It was nothing to do with Rhea. Saliba for the second game in an absolute trot, made an absolute howler, and if Real Madrid are looking at him, thank you, Saliba, I wouldn't fucking take you. Because once is a mistake, twice is unforgivable. And honestly, that was absolute fucking dog shit by Saliba. Seriously, dog shit by Saliba. Other players get split. Havertz, Partey, Odegaard. We've seen it all season when they're doing things correctly. When Saliba makes a mistake, it's all good because Saliba's fashionable. He's the guy. No, thank you. You fucked up against Real Madrid. You've done it again against Crystal Palace. And right now, do you know what? See, the only memory I have for that game is him doing that. I want him to be confident. I want the team to be confident. But we're going to criticise one player. We'll criticise all players. William Saliba, absolute howler. And do you know what? Right now, Brian, I know, Brian, you're just trying to piss me off and bro, yeah.
It's not hard to do.
No, you don't love me, Brian. No, you wouldn't have said it. We've been arguing in the group chat. We've been arguing in the group chat over this.
Can I just say, I mean, you're going really overboard. Okay, he made a mistake, right, at Real Madrid, right?
Yeah.
But what the fuck? We were winning the game anyway. So I don't know why you need to get so bloody irate about it.
You can make a mistake.
The lady's talking right now.
I didn't know your name is Mark.
No, it's not. It's Seema. It says it on there. So shush. Okay. Now, Raya was at fault too. Okay. Where the bloody hell was Raya?
Why is everybody questioning Raya? Raya has been doing that.
Pass the ball back to Raya. Raya was out there.
Worried about getting injured.
Raya was out there, Seema, to get the ball passed back to him to give an easy outlet to Saliba. Saliba chose the wrong pass. I am not laying it on too thick on Saliba. Get your fucking shit together. Run the semi-final on Tuesday. I don't want to see any more of that.
I'm sorry, but you know what? How clever it was from Arteta.
It's not nothing clever.
It was clever thinking.
He's a professional. He's a professional football player. This was down to Saliba. It was nothing to do with David Raya whatsoever. Raya was giving him an angle for an easy pass.
He should not have been where he was. Raya should not have been where he was.
Then go back to Southampton. Go back to Southampton and get Ramsdale. Go back. No, he doesn't. He's giving an angle for Saliba to make an easy pass, Seema.
No,
Seema, I've got to agree with Mark on this one. That is genuine what he's doing. Honestly, that is what he is.
100%.
But he's got to be in the game. He doesn't think in the game. He just floats away with it, with the fairies sometimes.
No, he doesn't. He's always in the game.
He does.
I've got to say that the first goal against us against Crystal Palace is down to Saliba, not down to Raya.
No, I totally agree. It was Saliba's cock up, right? But Raya should not have been that far out from it.
See what I find funny?
Sometimes he's at the bloody halfway line. Anyone could chip it over.
Yes, but
he's doing it for the thing.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to agree with that. So,
do you know what? But this is what the Arsenal fans do. It's okay that Saliba.
And you don't.
I'm giving Saliba a hard time because I'm a head back.
Cry Frankie's out. This out. Oh my God.
Hold on. Let me, Mark, right? I agree with you. What he's doing, because we play out from the back, Raya's giving him an angle so it can be either knocked back to be pushed forward again. Saliba was too slow. Saliba was slow on the ball. So carry on, Mark. Finish your point, mate.
Yeah, the point, like Seamus just absolutely destroyed my point, but the point I was making is that the Arsenal fan base are very funny. It was okay that Saliba made the mistake in Madrid because Arsenal went through and we won the game. So let's ignore it. And then because Arsenal draw against Crystal Palace and the same player makes the same mistake, let's blame David Raya. It's down to Saliba. Rolls Royce, he needs to concentrate. That is not concentration. It was dog shit by Saliba. A lot of other people come through. Brian, you're in America. You didn't even know a fucking angle, bro.
Brian, genuinely, right? As an ex-goalkeeper, right? It's not a shit angle. I'll tell you why it isn't. Because, right? If you watch where Raya is positioned, there's no one going to chase it. If Saliba does pass it to Raya, no one's going to chase it down in time for him to either clear it or to pass it to someone else. So it's not a shit angle. So. Yeah, we're going to agree to disagree on this one because obviously Seema's not happy about it and Mark feels the way he feels. So now I'm going to go to Daniel and ask him how he feels about it. Go on, Daniel.
Are you asking me in regards to the goal we considered or the game entirely?
Well, you can break down the game entirely if you want to, mate. But if you want to, you can just stay on that point. It's up to you. All right?
Okay. Let me just stay on that point. Mark is absolutely correct. Saliba is at fault for that goal, and nobody should put a blame on any other player. Because I've seen a lot of people blaming Martin Odegaard for that goal we conceded. Martin Odegaard was actually pointing his hand to Saliba, go back to the goalkeeper. But Saliba was caught in two minds. He had to give the ball back to, he wanted to give the ball back to Martin Odegaard, but because of the hand pointing, so he decided to change his mind and pass back to Raya, which is his own fault entirely. Then people saying Raya positioning is wrong. I don't get that. We have a ball playing goalkeeper, and what does a ball playing goalkeeper does? Gives you the angle, a triangle whereby the defender or other players can see and pass the ball. Because Raya was in a very good position for Saliba to see him to pass that ball. So the fault is totally on Saliba. Nobody should put any blame on Martin Odegaard or even Raya, because Saliba was at fault for that goal. And in regards to the whole game, there's nothing really on that game for me, because at the end of the day, a lot of players playing that game that they were just playing with the mind of not getting injured before the game against PSG. So the tempo wasn't the best. Their passing, their conviction, if you even look at a player like Declan Rice, wasn't doing too much running that day. Saka came into the game, never once did they try to beat this man, because probably was thinking about the tackle he had in the game against Ipswich the other day. So don't want to get injured. Am I upset we drew the match? Yes, I'm upset. Do I care we drew the match? No, I don't care, because Liverpool actually won the league. And the only thing for me right now is the Champions League. And if we win the Champions League, no Arsenal fan is going to come tomorrow and start telling you that Saliba passed the ball to Mateta and scored David Raya. Everybody will be clapping for a formidable team who have won the Champions League. So I don't see why we should dwell more on that. We just have to move on, and hopefully we will beat PSG and go to the final, and hopefully we win the Champions League. That's for me.
Okay, cool. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. Max, give us your thoughts on it, mate.
Look, as to obviously the Saliba thing, right? I have to say that I have to blame Saliba and David Raya for that particular goal, because why are you giving Saliba that opportunity? That's twice now he's made a mistake. The Real Madrid game and now obviously the Crystal Palace game. And quite frankly, I'm putting the blame on Raya for that particular thing, right? Because honestly, like he was awful, Raya, in the game. He was probably one of his poorest performances in an Arsenal shirt, and I can say that straight up, right? And honestly, I think personally for me, I think both players are equally at fault. I think David Raya's at fault, and I think Saliba's at fault. I think Saliba's at fault for the first one against Real Madrid. Don't get me wrong, but I think for this one, I think David Raya definitely was at fault for the was at fault for his positioning in for that goal conceded, and it cost us the game, you know, and it is what it is for me.
I find it so hard. That you're blaming someone who didn't pass the ball to a striker to put the ball into the back of the net. Rather, you're blaming a goalkeeper who was actually giving the player an angle for which the ball should be passed. So I just don't understand.
Again, you're saying it right, Daniel, and I can understand why people are annoyed as well. Don't get me wrong. I totally understand it. I totally understand how you feel, Seema. Yeah. But if you watch the whole incident again, Saliba makes the mistake. The ball gets in his feet.
It was happening real time in front of me. I was sat right there.
No, there.
Why did you?
The ball
Why
gets.
did you yell at Saliba to pass the ball, Seema?
What?
Why didn't you shout at Saliba to pass the ball? It's your fault, Seema.
Really? Thank you very much for that.
No, but Seema, would you agree with me that the
I
ball?
was just joking.
No, because see, the angle you guys see on the TV is different to the angle that I'm watching, because that's where I sit.
All right, fair enough. But would you not agree with me that the ball got tangled up in Saliba's feet?
Definitely did.
Okay, so I saw that.
As did it with Odegaard as well.
I was watching it on the TV and I saw that, right?
Yeah,
so to me,
have the luxury of having replays, right? But I don't have that luxury. They don't show that replay.
I know that. But all I'm saying is, let me finish my point. And Richard, I swear I'll come to you next, bro, right? Okay. The point I'm trying to make, because the ball got tangled up in his feet, the ball was never going to get to Raya. Never going to get to him, right? But he's still, for me, and Brian can say I'm an ex-goalkeeper too, and that's great. That's fine, right? But the ball for me was to pass it back to Raya so Raya could clear it, because we are a team that play out from the back. Yeah. And when you play out from the back, you need angles like Raya was providing. Now it messed up on this. It messed up on this occasion, and that's fair enough. But that's how I see it, Seema. Richard, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, Brian's going to love me for this. It's Big Gabby's fault. He got himself injured and he's not there to kick. He's not there to get little Willie's ass when he relaxes.
Oh, Mark, have a smile at least.
And turns off.
No.
I blame Big
Do us
Gabby
a favour, Mark.
for getting himself injured and not being able to kick little
Mark,
Willie's ass.
Do us a favour, count to 10, will you? Count to 10.
When he cocks up.
Mark is really getting it. Woo!
Hold on a minute.
7 minutes. I've got 7 minutes. That's it, guys. 7 minutes.
For what?
The watershed.
For what?
The watershed. Richard, what's your honest opinion on it? I know you were joking there, but
it's Saliba's fault all day long. He's too relaxed. He switched off, and he's been caught.
Okay, right. So obviously it ended up 2-2, didn't it? Yeah. I want to before what?
I want to a vote. Who's spot? Saliba or Raya? Saliba's spot.
Saliba.
4 against 2.
Oh,
we win.
Right, okay.
Wow, I didn't know we were competing about whose fault it was. Oh my god!
You're in the room full of men.
Okay.
No,
What do you expect?
no, sorry,
I
Joy's
can
been
hold
in
my
the
own ground, okay?
So we have to talk about the goal that wasn't a goal, even though it was a goal. But me, Richard and Mark did the watch along. Daniel, I'm getting feedback for you, I think, mate. We actually said in the pre-match that we expected a good day at Trossard and a good game from Martinelli. And I must admit, when Martinelli knocked that in, because I said him scoring against Real Madrid the way he did would boost his confidence, yeah? And when he knocked that in, I thought me, Richard, and Mark had predicted it right, and then Trossard went and scored as well. But I want to talk about the goal that wasn't a goal. From the angle that we saw on the telly, Seema, right? didn't look like it had gone out. What did you see? Being in the ground, what did you see?
But at that point, it's to my left.
Right.
So it's a lot further than.
So you didn't actually see it?
No, but everybody, obviously, we're all fans, right? We're going to say that everybody was saying it actually went over.
Right.
But clearly they didn't give it. So.
Okay, Mark, what's your thoughts on it, mate?
No, I've saw a number of angles on it. I'm not making excuses because if I'm going to be quite frank, I don't give a shit right now on Premier League. All my stocks are in Champions League for obvious reasons. So I am just giving an honest view. It's not a biased view on this at all. I've saw a number of angles, and one angle that I felt was conclusive for me was it was bang along the goal line, and you could actually see like the goal posts. And you could only see a tiny little bit of the ball. So if you judge a ball with that ball, and remember the whole ball's got to be over the line, not just a part of the ball.
Even the curvature of the ball, right?
Yeah, so the whole lot's got to be over. But see me, you could only see from the angle I saw on telly, you could only see a minute part of the ball with the post, and it was bang on line. And that frustrated me as an Arsenal fan because we have had decisions like this against us. You've got AI in stadium now. That gets used obviously just for offsides. Well, guys, it's obvious. Fucking bring it in for every aspect. If it's goal lines, like along for this shit as well. We've had these decisions constantly against us, and for me, that the ball was in 1,000,000%. I've never seen any angle, any clip at all of that ball even being dodgy. Where the Newcastle one, and I will go back to that Newcastle one. That for me was conclusive. The ball was over the line and it wasn't given. And the same people are making these assumptions, and assumptions at the Premier League in about £1 billion industry are not good enough for me now. I don't want assumptions. I want exact. And that's the way this game's got to be now. It's not assumptions, it's exact. That ball never, honestly, we would have won the game 3-1. Fuck it, we didn't. It was 2-2. Liverpool won the league today. So be it. It was over anyway. We've got Champions League for next season. We move. I'm not giving a biased opinion. If I felt that ball was over, I would actually say it.
Can I just say one thing that we were all chatting about around where I say it? And it was almost like they were trying to find the angle to say it was out.
Right. Well,
it came up on the big screen saying, "Oh yeah, he was onside, but the ball had gone out of play."
Before I move on, Seema, I just want to add something as well.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that if VAR didn't have 100%, it was out. They have to give you the goal in them situations. I thought
it's not clear and obvious error. That's their take. Yeah, if it's not clear and obvious error,
they're meant to give the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sorry, I'll let other people come through.
No, that's cool. No, you've helped me out there, mate, because I didn't know that part of it. So, but I thought if VAR weren't 100%, they've got to give the goal.
Yeah.
So there we go. Daniel, your thoughts on that particular part of the game, mate?
You all know my thoughts with the English referees and the PGMOL, the whole Qatar. What's really angered me is that at the Emirates Stadium, they have a camera on the 4 flanks whereby the corner kick are taken. If you look at the Emirates, they have cameras in all 4 flanks. So, but I'm surprised that the angle they are giving a review from is from the net. Why don't you give an angle from where the player took the ball or from the linesman's view? Reason because they know what they are doing. They just want to scrap that goal because the linesman already raised his flag for an offside, and they find out that it wasn't an offside because it was actually onside. And the Crystal Palace goalkeepers and player was saying that they all stood up. They all stood because the linesman raised his flag. So this brings me back to the question: what happens to the Premier League protocol whereby you have to let the action play out first before raising your flag? Because the ball clearly hasn't gone out, and from the angle which they showed, there was a portion of the ball and like Max said, the whole ball needs to go over the line for it to be over for the ball to have been off the field of play. So I'm tired of talking about the English referees and how they tend to officiate games, and it's always us. We always get the red when it comes to officiating, because there was no conclusive evidence to show the ball was out. It was actually onside from the Arsenal player, so they just have to do what they know how to do best, which is conspire against Arsenal.
Fair enough. Right, so
can I just say one thing, right? Why can't we have what they have in tennis? When the ball, is on the line, it comes up, they show it, it's done, it's easy. It's not like there's like thousands of lines on that football pitch. It's literally a rectangle with a round,
See, the thing is, and I don't know how complicated that is, and I'll just use this quickly, but we've got goal line technology now where when there's a chip in the ball, if it goes over, the referee's watch vibrates. Can we not do something along the lines of that for the linesmen, not for a goal? I'm not saying inside the goal, but could we not use that technology for the linesmen so they know the ball's actually went out of play or not? It's the same thing. It's the same fucking lines. So does that make sense? Not in a way that like it would confuse the difference between it being a goal or the ball going over the line, but there's a chip in the ball. So surely that could trigger something. I don't know. I just, there's got to be something there. And again, I want to take out assumptions. It's a multi-billion pound industry. I think it's quite weak by the Premier League that we're still having conversations regarding this.
Well, I want to get just Max's and Richard's thoughts on it, and then I'm going to move on to, we're going to talk about the PSG stuff, I think. Max, go ahead about the ball being out, mate.
So obviously, Des, as you know, I was with you during the watch along, right? And we watched it, right? And honestly, I've probably watched it back a couple of times now, and honestly, like that wasn't clear and obvious that it had gone out. Like for me, like if you actually watched the actual VAR, and we watched it together, right? Mm-hmm. The ball is actually in line with the goal. The ball is actually in line with the goal. If you actually watch where Timber's foot is when the ball was actually crossed in, like the ball was in line with the goal, and obviously we spoke about the Newcastle one, and there's obviously the one I brought up earlier when I talking about the Man City one, where it was literally the ball was literally like 90% over the line when obviously they played against us and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the incident I'm talking about is obviously the Rodri goal, right? If you remember the couple of seasons ago, it was the Rodri last minute goal. That goal was also over the line when the ball eventually got played back to him, and they never disallowed it, right? And honestly, like the VAR and obviously the referee in this country is poor, man. Honestly, I can't understand like what they're saying, and that was a perfectly legitimate good goal, and we said it, right? We said in the watch along, Des, right? Like Martinelli needed that goal, and he scored a legitimate goal, and then they just ruled it out, and I feel so sorry for the bloke. And again, it probably wouldn't have mattered in the scheme of things because Liverpool would have still won the league most likely, but. These kind of performances, right? And we've had 13 draws, Des. 13 draws, right? And there's been multiple decisions this season where the referees have basically fucked us over.
Yeah.
And excuse my language, but seriously, like the referees need to take a good hard look at themselves. And yes, most of those draws are down to our own negligence and everything else, right? But again, when we have the referees against us and playing shit like that, honestly, I can't. I'll be the first. I'm not. Obviously not the first one to call out referees down as that specialist when that comes to that sort of thing. But again, I can't be too hard on the team when you have stuff like that. But and you could see, and we said it in the watch along, right? We could see that both Crystal Palace and ourselves had both two eyes on obviously the FA Cup, which obviously they ended up winning 3-0 against Aston Villa, and obviously we have our eyes on the PSG game. So again, apples and oranges, I suppose.
Okay, thanks for that, man. Appreciate that. Richard, your thoughts on it, mate?
Well, I thought it was a difficult one to tell, and secondly, we didn't do enough to win that game, regardless of that decision. I agree with Mark. I mean, you've got goal line to technology. I think we need it for all the lines on the pitch to check for throw-ins. Just to let's be honest, these officials are humans. They're going to make mistakes, especially in a fast-paced game. Give them a chance. Give them every chance and help them to get things right on the pitch. Give them every available tool available. Because at the end of the day, this costs managers' jobs, this costs clubs millions if they get relegated, if they miss out on Champions League or European qualification, or if they come fifth instead of third, etc. There's big money involved. Spend some of the money we put into the game in making sure the technology is there to improve the quality of officiating and speed that process up as well.
Well,
that's a good point.
Well said,
that's
Richard.
good.
Well said. Well
Yeah,
said.
no, that's actually a good point. And I'll just quickly, the game, because of like the cameras, the social media and fans, everyone is under so much scrutiny. Every single thing gets digested and broken into pieces for that. And Richard, that is the best take I've heard from you. There is a night to be speaking shit, but that was actually really good. No, he has been speaking shit. That was really good because we do need to give. They are human, and we need to give them that assistance. So, Richard, absolutely bang on. That was a good take.
Well, it's,
Well
human,
done, Judy.
Thank you.
it's human error, isn't it? It's human error. So, yeah. Okay, before we move on to the PSG stuff, Seema, no.
Just wondering.
Hey?
Just wondering.
What's it in regard to?
Simon, you've already got my
Okay.
phone number. You've already got my phone number. You've already got my phone number.
Go on, Seema, quick, because I do need to move on. Be quick.
No, all I want to say is, and I made the note of this, okay? So, how is it that none of the media actually talked about the ball over the line, not over the line, all that shit? And also, what really got me was the fact that Palace had put it on their X account. You're welcome, Liverpool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And that is bloody unprofessional. It was their legitimate account, and they put it out there. And you think, do you know what? Fuck, come on, City, beat them in the FA Cup.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I'll just say about the media thing just quickly, and then I am definitely going to move on. Right?
Yeah.
The media only shout about something if they think it's going to roll people up, or if they think they know what it is 100%. So that tells me that no one knew 100% if that ball went over that line or not.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
exactly.
the media would have been all over it. They would have been absolutely all over it. So before I move on to the PSG stuff, guys, I need to do a couple of plugs for next week. Brian, who's in the chat and is also a contributor on the channel, he will be going to a pub where he lives, and he'll be meeting up with the Queen City Gooners from Charlotte, and he's going to be doing a pre-recorded show for us.
Nice.
And that'll be on the PSG Arsenal game on Tuesday, but the show won't be broadcast till Thursday. Is that right, Mark? Have I got that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll premiere at 8 o'clock on Tuesday.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, on Thursdays.
On Thursday, yeah. So we're looking forward to that. And then also you've got coming.
So proud of Brian for that. So proud of Brian for that. Actually, generally, I'm so proud of Brian for that.
Yeah, mate. Well, credit to you, mate. Give yourself a pat on the back, genuinely. Do you go anywhere? Daniel, where you could do the same thing?
No.
Okay, fair enough. There's the answer to that question. So
I have a reason for that. I don't watch Arsenal match outside my house. If I do,
that's all right. I didn't know if you did that kind of thing. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm asking. Also, as well, we've got a whole new load of shows coming out starting next week about players that are leaving, players that are hopefully coming in with me and Richard. And these are going to, as I've talked about it before, but these are going to be in-depth player breakdowns that genuinely if you don't know what we're talking about, you soon will. And also, you don't need to know any more information. We will cross I's, dot T's, everything. And credit to Richard, Mark as well, myself. We've done a lot of research and we've come together as a group and as a team to put these shows together. So they'll be coming out next week as well. So, and go on.
I was going to say that. No. I thought you were going to miss the big one out.
No, go on. Do it.
No, you do it.
No, I want you to do it.
Tuesday night, we've only got a wee game.
The watch along. Yeah. I just wanted you to do it, mate. That's all right. So, on Tuesday night, the watch along. I won't be there because I'm smashing into people in wheelchairs. But Richard will be on, and there'll be other people on with Richard, I'm sure. There's the watch along. Join us for that. You'll enjoy it. We get good views on that one. And I can only say to carry on as well. Please give us a share, a like, and a subscribe from wherever you're watching at the moment. You really help the channel out, and we'll be eternally grateful. But now we need to move on to the PSG stuff, right? Everybody happy with that, yeah?
No. Can I just say to the viewers?
Yeah,
sorry, major feedback.
Well,
yeah,
it's not me.
Can I just say to the viewers, see when you guys don't know us, we do this, we just come together as friends to put out the content, and we are putting endless hours of work in to get the content out there. We do have a bit of chemistry with us, etc. But can I just say that what happens on Tuesday night is that Richard actually works in a supermarket, and he has trolleys, and Des deliberately smashes them into people in wheelchairs. This happens every Tuesday. I'm not sure why he's not been arrested yet, but every Tuesday, Des does some picking on some people that are unfortunately in wheelchairs. So I do apologise if anybody's offended for Des's actions.
I don't, because I'm not.
It's after 9 o'clock. I've got a baby to do. I'm turning, see, man.
But yeah, join Richard and whoever for the watch along on Tuesday, because you will enjoy that. It's a good show. Sorry I can't be with you, Richard, but I'll be with you for the next one. All right, mate.
No, brilliant, thank you.
Okay, mate. So PSG guys, it's coming up fast, isn't it? It's coming up fast. So I've got one question really to begin with. What lineup would you have and why? So let's go the other way round for a change. Richard, what lineup would you have and why, mate?
Well, I would swap it around a bit. I'm going to go Raya in goal, White right back, Saliba Kivior, Timber left back, Royce 6, Skelly left 8, Odegaard right 8, and then I'd go Martinelli, Marino, and Saka.
And why would you go with that? What's your reason?
Because Hakimi and Castelli on that will be attacking at our left 8, and when Dembele drifts out, he usually drifts out to that left hand side. So I would put our strongest players in that position. Skelly run is a bit more athletic than Marino in the left 8, so he'd get back quicker and help out in there. Royce can get over there, and Timber's quite a decent one-on-one that left back. We just have to stop counter that threat.
Just to answer this message. BX, mate, I've known you quite a few years now, right? Get yourself down there on Tuesday and you can be part of the show, mate, if you want to be. So get yourself down there, yeah? It'd be great to see you on the show, mate. Really would. Right. Max, what lineup would you go with and why?
So obviously David Raya in goal, that's pretty self-explanatory because no one else is gonna play in goal. Obviously Timber right back, Saliba and Kivior, obviously. I would still play Lewis Skelly as a left back, purely because I think he's a better defender than Zinchenko. I think he's a better defender than Tierney, to be completely honest with you. Then obviously Declan Rice is the number 6 because obviously Thomas Partey is suspended. And then obviously I would literally play Zinchenko in midfield alongside Odegaard because Zinchenko has energy and legs and he's good going forward. And he has high energy and high tempo. Then obviously play our best right wing, Saka, obviously, Martinelli, and then obviously I have Mourinho up front.
Okay, so same sort of principle as Richard then.
More or less.
Yeah. Go on then, Daniel. Let's hear yours, mate.
Same back line as the one against Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Only alternation I'm doing is bringing in Leandro Trossard to spearhead the attack, Mikel Merino in the midfield, same because reason being that one-on-one defending, we have a good defender in Timber and Miles Lewis Kelly. So I wouldn't want to disrupt the team because of Partey missing, because taking this player from this place to this place, it's like you're disrupting the whole chemistry of the whole team. But bringing in Leandro Trossard to a position he knows best and bringing back Mikel Merino to a position which he has known all his life, for me, is the best fit and the best way we could approach this game. My take is just having a lead to Paris, and we'll see in the final.
Yep, cool. I'm cool with that. Yeah, great. Mark, go on in. Break it down for us, mate.
Do you know what? I was listening to Max, and I think that's what Artetas was going with. So, Daniel, you'll have to go on mute again, bro. I was going to go with Max, because I think that's what Arteta will do. But, however, I actually do agree with Daniel tonight. I don't like this because we're getting the bromance is starting again. But you're right. Don't move too many pieces. If something's not totally broken, you don't have to change the whole thing. So I just wish there was somebody else that we could put in 6. I would love to have Declan still as an 8 for this game. I really would like Declan being the box to box rather than sitting and trying to control it. So, but I'd go the same. I'd bring Trossard in to spear the attack. I'm not 100% happy with Trossard doing that at times. He's one of the best finishers at the club, without a shadow of a doubt. But I do feel that he gives more impact when he's angry or he's on the bench. He seems to have more appetite to do more rather than certain games. Even when he scored against Madrid, I felt that like he wasn't in the game. Like I don't know, like the strikers just scored the goal, but yeah, I kind of my philosophy in life is we used to have issues in my workplace, and we would never change everything. We just make that one thing weak, and we know that we have to support it and concentrate as best as possible. And it's the same philosophy as Daniel's just came up with. So yeah, I agree with Daniel.
Mark, the only reason I said Zinchenko in midfield is because I want Trossard to be coming off the bench. That's all, and play our best player that's been scoring the most goals up front. That's basically why I played Zinchenko in midfield. That's the reason.
I don't like Max. If I was going to give an absolute breakdown, I would actually be tempted for me to put Kieran Tierney at left back and pull Miles Lewis Kelly as the 6 and keep Declan exactly where he is.
Oh, you didn't say what I was going to say. I was going to go finish, mate. Finish.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, that's probably what I would do. But I'm not an Arsenal manager that could get us to a Champions League first leg. So I'm not going to criticise or whatever. I'm trying to do a balance of what I actually think is going to happen.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I would. Kieran Tierney and Zinchenko left back. I think it could work. And I want to keep Declan on the left 8. I want to keep Declan as that left 8. There, he's explosive. He controls games. He controls midfields, etc. But I do hear the balance of like what the guys are saying, and Daniel as well. We're like, why do we need to change too many things? One thing's broken. Let's just concentrate on that. And so that's kind of my thinking. But that would be a personal thought I'd like to have.
Seema, go ahead. Break it down for me, sister.
I was actually going to agree with Richard. So to me, it was just why break something that's already fixed, right? It did well against Real Madrid, so do it to Barcelona. The only thing I fear is that Barcelona really are on at the moment. So, you know, they're going to come in probably more hyped up then, because you see how they did in the Copa Club, right? Copa Club, have I said that right?
Mm-hmm.
In that match, and they basically didn't rattle with what Real Madrid was saying. So I'm guessing that same thing. Arteta's going to have done his homework very well and play them. And yeah, I just would love to just see how MLS will do. We're going to have teenagers on the pitch, aren't we? So
well, yeah, that's true. I mean, Marcus stole me thunder a bit, right? Because obviously Raya in goal for me.
Yeah.
Timber, Saliba, Kivior, and I would have put Tierney in just because I would have put Skelly as a number 6 and had Declan Rice as the number 8. Yeah. Odegaard. Is Mourinho going to be fit? Does anybody know? He is going to be fit.
He will be fit.
He will be.
I think that was just precautionary. I think that was just precautionary.
Right, okay, so I would rather, to start the game, I would rather put Mourinho up there instead of Trossard. I would genuinely, like Brian has said, he's a super sub. I thought that about Trossard for quite a while, to be quite honest with you. I also understand and don't make too many changes. I get it. But I just think if you're lacking that spot in the midfield because you haven't got Partey and Jorginho isn't going to be there, yeah, you put Lewis Skelly as a number 6 and you keep Declan Rice as the number 8. But that's just my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Good evening, Brian. Thank you for joining us.
Yo, what's up, guys? I figured I'd stop shit talking over the chat and just jump on here, you know.
Well, you do it on here as well, so there's no change really. So, you know.
I just realised something. I started talking about Barcelona, didn't I?
I know. It's all right. I'll forgive you.
I'm getting excited. We're in the final already. Yeah. Could that be an omen? Could that be an omen?
I just think that I had that effect on you. That's why I've turned my camera off so you can concentrate.
Oh. Right, so before I go on to my next...
My nan says play 7 o'clock next week.
She'll take her teeth out as well, Mark. Mark, she'll take her teeth out.
Oh my God. Stop it.
She said you bring the shovel.
Right, okay.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
Before I go...
Fucked up, bro.
Oh, he's got his sunnies on. At least the sun's out, Brian.
Before I go on to...
No, he'd fucking weird them. He'd weird them if there's some more... sorry, Des. Sorry,
that's all right. Before I go on to my next question.
Yeah.
PSG lost this weekend, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost. So that's good. That's good. Really.
Yeah, that's good.
Going in. Right. I'm going to go with
Milan lost two. Milan lost 2 days.
Yes.
Well, Inter Milan.
Inter Milan.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. So supposedly, right, PSG and Barcelona have got the better records than Arsenal, right? Supposedly. Realistically, what do you think the odds of us winning are? And I want to start with Daniel this time. Go ahead, Daniel.
You mean the odds on winning the Champions League or the odds on winning PSG?
Well, no, let's break it down, PSG and Barcelona, right? So we'll do, I mean, if you beat Barcelona, you've won the Champions League. But I want you to sort of, what odds do you think Arsenal have against both of those teams that are supposedly meant to have the better records against us, but we've already beaten PSG once this season? Yeah. Okay. So what do you think the odds of us winning those 2 games are?
If I'm correct, my stats says that PSG has never beaten Arsenal before in any competitive game. So, and the last time we won the European Cup, 1994, if I'm correctly, we defeated PSG 1-0 and drew 1-1 to qualify to the final where we won the last European Cup. So, our head-to-head record against PSG is actually good. We don't tend to lose to French teams a lot. And PSG, especially, we've beaten them all the times we've played them. So, giving us a 70% chance of going to the final. And if we meet a Barcelona team in the final, I think we will win because of the kind of game they play. Our style of play complements their game, and it's easy for us to play against team coming to Arsenal rather than team like Inter Milan who will sit deep and let you just come onto them and play for the counter. So if we beat teams like Barcelona in the final, I'm definitely convinced we will be lifting the UEFA Champions League. And as for beating PSG, I'm convinced with the head-to-head record and our performance against French team, we're going to beat them over 2 legs and qualify to the UEFA Champions League final.
Cool. Okay, Brian, give us your thoughts because you've only just joined us, mate. Did you get the question? I'm just checking you got the question, yeah?
Yeah.
Brian?
So I'd give us better than average to get to the final. Like, I'm not scared of PSG. You know, we beat them 2-0 already at the Emirates. You know, they're
Brian, you're breaking up, mate. Brian, you're breaking up, fella. Sorry.
Oh, God damn it. I would say
try and carry on.
So I would say it's better than average. I'll agree with Daniel in terms of, you know, Barcelona does not sit back. And as we've seen throughout the season, anytime a team tries to play us straight up, they're going to lose. Like, we definitely struggle against teams that play that low block. But because Barcelona doesn't play that low block, I ain't scared.
Yeah, okay, cool. Is that all you've got to say, mate? Right, so
yeah, for right now.
Yeah, cool.
Right now.
Okay, Richard, go on. Give me what you think, please, mate.
Well, we know that Barcelona and PSG have the better attacks and the better squad depths, and that's why I put them as favourites above us. We're only slight underdogs because most teams play into a style of game that suits us, but there is still that lack of depth on our bench would be a worry. But I'll give us a chance. We're not favourites in any of those matches, but you've got to take your chances when they come along.
Okay, cool. I'm a bit surprised that no one yet has mentioned the injuries that we've had. Does that not make a difference? I don't know. I'm just trying to expand the question.
Yeah, that's what I was meant by squad depth.
Okay.
The Gabriel and the Havertz still being out with Jorginho. That experience is massive. Big game experience as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Go ahead, Seema. What do you think?
What, squad depth?
No, about the odds of beating PSG and Real Madrid.
I was having this conversation with my brothers who are Liverpool, and they were like, yeah, well, you know, you beat PSG, right? But they're a stronger team now. They're a better team. And I'm like, okay, what are you trying to say? Well, clearly what they're trying to say is you're not good enough. But I reckon we've got this. I mean, going into the Real Madrid game, I remember being so nervous. And then obviously the second leg, we were like, because we were up, we were not actually, none of us were expecting to hammer them. But now with PSG, I think we've got this. And the great advantage is the fact that we're playing the home leg first. So that has really got us there. And I think, this is Arteta's 5th year, his plan. So, it's really showing he's dissecting the other team's plans. So, as I say.
No, of course, brilliant. Thank you for breaking that down like that. I appreciate it. Mark, what's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, the same as the guy said, we won 2-0 already against PSG, and I'm going to use an analogy of today for the women. Even if we went 2-1 down at the Emirates and we had to go back to Paris, we've had inspiration where we could come out the other side of that, and every day that goes by, our squad depth gets better, our fitness gets better, our players are coming back. Unfortunately, we're not going to get Gabriel back, but Kvyat stepping up. So for me, I'm not overly concerned with PSG at all. But see, the most intriguing thing, and it came into my head today just while the podcast was on. I need to see, right, at the start of the season, I made a prediction about Miles Lewis-Skelly, and I'm not often right on everything. 99.9% of things I'm right on. But Miles Lewis-Skelly is outstanding. And could you imagine, just imagine, Miles Lewis-Skelly up against Jamal, who's getting claimed to be the best teenager in the world in that Champions League final. Bro, I need to see this. I need to see this.
Do you know, that's why I started talking about bloody us playing Barcelona, because I was studying Jamal and MLS together. That's why I said the teenagers. I literally have jumped the gun.
It's all right. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool.
Sorry, guys. She does it all the time. She does it with me all the time.
Are you finished, Mark?
Thank you very
No,
much.
I'm not finished. So,
I just need a guy to apologise for me. Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, hello.
I didn't
no
apologise.
No domestics, Seema. We're on here. So going back, I'm not nervous yet about PSG. We still need to get through that tie. Madrid gave me a lot of confidence. I wish that we had another defensive midfielder to make me more confident for the first leg. But as long as Arsenal are there or thereabouts in the first leg going to Paris, I believe that we'll come through against PSG. So I am not honestly scared of them. I'm not scared of them at all. And Barcelona, it's a one-off game, 2006. She broke my fucking heart, and I swear to God, it's payback time.
Okay, cool. Max, go on. Sure, go first.
Well, honestly, I think if you look at the four teams, I think we all have a 25% chance, right, of winning the Champions League. In my personal opinion, I think we all have a 25% chance. But if you're specifically looking at the Arsenal PSG game in hindsight, in isolation, personally for me, yeah, and this is just my personal opinion on it, right? I think it's a 55% chance we win and a 45% chance that PSG goes through as well. I think we're slightly ahead, and I think that would have been at least 60% if our players had stayed fit, 65% if our players had stayed fit, because PSG defensively are all over the shop and terribly, and we saw that against Aston Villa, right? We've seen them obviously in the French league against probably worse opposition, right? And personally, for me, I think we're clear favourites to go through, and I can say that with some degree of certainty. And I think it's going to be a double Barcelona final in the women's one and in the men's version as well.
But it could also be an Arsenal double final as well, mate.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't. You said Barcelona double final.
No, but I meant Arsenal versus Barcelona final.
Right,
that's what I meant.
Well, you didn't say it that way, but it's all right. It's fine.
Well, I can't help it the way I say things, Deta, and you're just
well, you could.
too slow to pick it up.
No, to be honest, if you engaged your brain first, you might be able to do it properly, innit? You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's all right. You'll be playing rugby in a wheelchair soon, so you'll get brain damage. So it's all good.
I've already got brain damage, mate. But that's another day, another story. Don't worry about
this. This shit's getting fucking deeper, man.
Right. Let me give my 2 pence worth on it. Right. Okay. I look at it this way. Right. Okay.
Nobody wants your 2 pence, Des. Nobody wants it.
You've got no choice, mate. I'm the host, so there you go. But thanks for joining.
Delete.
Yeah. PSG, like Max said, and I don't really particularly want to agree with him after what he's just said, right? But like Max said, Aston Villa showed that they could be scored against. Yeah. And to be honest, I want Arsenal to do what they did in the first leg against Real Madrid. I want them to put it out of sight, really, in the first leg. And then in the second leg, I wouldn't mind a absolute carbon copy of the Real Madrid both legs, because you're going through, aren't you? Yeah. I don't think they have got better teams. I just think they've been luckier with injuries. So that's my opinion on that. But as I've said before, and I will say it again because I like repeating myself, if you can beat Real Madrid, and even though after the game people were saying this is the worst Real Madrid team I've ever seen in my life, but if you can beat Real Madrid over 2 legs in the Champions League, you can beat anybody. So that's why I think we've got a good chance of winning it. So yeah, that's my point of view on it. But you guys are absolutely spot on with what you're saying as well. Now, I have another question regarding the PSG, and this is going to be mainly, I would say, Richard and Daniel's section of the show. Tactically, how do you play PSG? So I'm going to ask you all, right? But how would you set up for PSG? So, Mark, I'm going to let you go first, mate.
How would we set up? Do you know what? I would just go carbon copy of what we did in the first leg against Real Madrid. It would be the exact same way. Tactics would be the exact same. Keep it tight, try to win midfield, and that's the unfortunate thing is we won the game against Real Madrid with our midfield. I felt in both ties. And that snubbed out like their attack. And with Thomas Partey being out, I'm trying not to mention it because you guys will remind me of me arguing the case for Thomas Partey. I was trying to avoid that bit, but you pulled it out. We need to win the midfield. We win midfield, we'll nullify their forwards, and yeah, and then we'll get opportunities and we can score, and that's it. So I'd set up the exact same way as the Real Madrid game.
Okay, all right. So as a comparison, Daniel, fill your boots, mate. How would you set up tactically?
I'll set up in a way because if you watch PSG game, they tend to come out of the block very early in the game, try to impose their game on their opposition. So I don't know. I don't really know how I'll go about this, but the best possible way for me, I think, is just allow them the ball for the first 5 minutes and see what they are up about. Then we'll put ourselves into the game and pick up from there. That's the way I think. The PSG are the team who try to come out at first. So if they do come out, we can use the flank in Saka and Martinelli to go after them.
Okay. I thought you might have gone a bit more in depth there, but that's fine. You caught me out there.
I'm so confused because it's the PSG formation and how they train. I don't know if they're going to sit back and just let us have the ball like they did in the first game we played against them this season. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around it.
Daniel, in the first leg, they're going to come at us because they need to win the game because they know if we win the first game at the Emirates, then it's going to be curtains for them because we're so good defensively and defensively solid as a unit that they won't be able to break us down. I was watching a PSG fan comment on it, right? And he said that basically we as a unit defensively we're like Atletico Madrid, we're very very solid, and that if once we get a lead, we're very good at holding leads. So
funny enough, Arsenal are the team who have let a lead gone by this season in the Premier League. So
I know.
I wouldn't do that.
So Max, is that your thoughts on it, or do you want to expand on what you just said?
Yeah, no. See, that's kind of similar to kind of what my thoughts are, And for me, if we get a 2 or 3-0 lead, I think we go through because I think our units, I think tactically I think Arteta's tactically a better manager than Enrique, and I think our defensively solid and against teams that come at us because we know how to play against it, right? But I think, as I said, we all know that we struggle against low block teams. So I think from that standpoint, I think we're very good defensively, and I think if we take it like Real Madrid, I think if we take a 2 or 3 goal lead, I think we can hold it against PSG because then eventually, because in the second leg when they have to come at us in France, right? I think we'll catch them with the counter, and I think we'll score 2 goals. And I think it'll be a similar scoreline to the Real Madrid game, to be honest.
Okay, cool. Richard, I'm going to leave you to last, mate, to give you a bit more time to think or give you a bit more time to put yourself together, whatever. Seema, what's your
Brilliant.
thoughts on it?
Okay, my thought is, Mark, stop eating Haribos.
What's that got to do with the question? Oh, can we be professional?
And
You can't stop staring at me during the
what is
podcast.
going on between you two? Because I can see the smiles going on. You're looking down. You got the smile. What is going
It's
on?
not.
No. It's
It's
cool.
me and Brian. It's me and Brian in
That's
the
what I'm smiling at. Yeah.
It's me and Brian in the group chat.
Honestly, I really don't know.
Well, let's. We said about the team. Let me refresh it for you so you can. We said about the team and what we'd pick. You're Arteta now. How would you use that team, or what would you do to bring out the best in that team to beat PSG? It's the same sort of question. It's
whatever game plan he's doing, it worked with Real Madrid. Why go any different?
So you wouldn't change it. You wouldn't change anything.
To be honest, no.
No. So you're quite happy, and
I'm happy with what he's doing. Which I certainly trust. And you know that I'm an Arteta fan anyway.
No,
so.
of course, yeah. I wasn't going to turn it over to an Arteta thing. I know how you feel about him, but I just thought because you go to the games, and will you be at that one?
Yes,
you will.
I'll be there Tuesday night.
Your pitch side. So I just wondered if you genuinely. I just wondered if you saw it any differently. Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean when the team sheets come out, we all look at the team sheets. We all talk about it, and we just. I mean, when I say we all, I'm talking about fans as well as the stewards.
No, I get you.
So you get a real variety of what everybody talks about. So
cool.
Yeah.
No, so whatever Arteta does, you'd definitely be happy about.
I agree with
As long as Raya stays on the goal line, yeah.
Do you know what I do like? I like the fact that Kieran Tierney plays so well when he comes on. I'm really surprised that he hasn't had a lot more minutes. I don't like him coming on. 5 minutes.
I don't think he's been able to stay fit. To be honest with Tierney, I don't think he's been able to stay fit, and I think that's been the problem.
Can I also say as well, the last couple of games, has he not also played midfield?
Yeah.
Left wing.
And he likes the long passes. He does. He sees a lot of things that others won't see.
So Richard, tactically, what do you think, mate? Thank you, Seema, by the way. Thank you.
Okay.
So I would do what we've done in quite a few of the big games is sit back at about the 40 yard mark and not engage, not press them as ferociously as we can do. Maybe engage around about 10 passes, which is what we do against the big teams. And then I'd be looking to use when we counter on them. The only difference is I would be playing balls over the top of their midfield and go for the wings, because technically that midfield three they've got are so technical and they're very hard to play through. So when we're on the transition, I'm looking for quick balls over the top, especially down Hakimi's side, and make him think twice about being so much of an attacking threat. Maybe make him sit back. I think we can do it at home. It's going to be tight and it's going to be hard, but that's how I do it. Just be a little bit, play a game, but be that pragmatic Arsenal that we've seen against Real Madrid, we've seen against Man Cities, we've seen against the big teams we've played, and it yields results.
So I've got a question then, Richard. I genuinely want you to answer this first, right? And it's a straightforward question. This season, Arsenal have been very good at playing the fast ball. We can get up the pitch really quickly. Yeah, would you agree? Yeah. So, do you think we will be able to play the fast ball against PSG?
Yes, they will struggle against that. Then we saw against Villa when they're attacked with speed and power and directness, they struggle defensively, and I think that is our best way of doing. But what we can't do is leave people to get behind us, and that's why I think we'll sit back a little bit.
Daniel, do you want to say anything on that, mate? Can we play the fast ball against PSG?
Of course, we can play the fast ball against PSG, but I just want us to be cute in this game, not to lose our head and try to go gun ho, because we are not chasing the game. So we just have to make sure we have a chance to qualify in the second leg, and not try to want to kill the game and losing the game in the same bracket. So I just feel we just have to be cute, smart, and be streetwise about the game, because the referee for this game is a referee who likes to give cards a lot. I've shaded 9 Champions League game, giving over 35 cards. So it's a kind of referee who tends to give cards so easy. So I just feel we should be smart in this game and not go gun ho, because we did that against Bayern Munich last season. After scoring the first, we just wanted to kill them by all means, and we ended up losing our concentration in the game. So let's just be smart about the game and try as much as possible to get a lead and be in the tie for the second leg.
Brilliant, mate. Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm just real quickly. I think
Max, let me do my job. Max, what have you got to say about it?
Yes, I think honestly, I think the weak point of PSG's team, I think, is their defense and their midfield. I think the attack, we all know, is very good with Desiree Doué, Dembele, Bacola, these kind of players, right? And Kvaratskhelia and all these kind of players, right? But I think their main point is their midfield and defense. And if they can control the midfield and get out the defense, then we'll get joy against their front three.
Okay. I don't think they're midfield this week. With the lack of Nunes, what's his name, the Spanish midfielder, I don't think they're midfield this week. I think
Fabian Ruiz. I think Fabian Ruiz is very slow, and I think Vitinho is prone to losing his head and like not losing his head like emotionally. I think losing his head is like sort of like football terms. I think he gets lost in the midfield a lot, and you saw that in the Aston Villa game, where he kind of got a little bit sort of a bit jumbled up, and especially when McGinn ran through all that, you know, in the midfield and all that kind of stuff. So I think if you target Fabian Ruiz and Vitinho and all that kind of stuff, and João Neves is still a young kid, respectively, and so I think we can definitely get at them.
I just have to say, Brian, you are so disrespectful. You're so disrespectful. How can you spell Kvaratskhelia name just like that? Brian on the comment section.
I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm not even going to attempt it. Right, Mark. What's your thoughts, mate, on what these what these three guys have been talking about? What's your thoughts?
I think again, I would go back to what it says about Real Madrid. We win the midfield, we'll nullify that attack they've got, and that's it for me. And the game is as simple as that. We have to.
So, Mark, basically, you're agreeing with me then.
If it makes you shut up, then yeah. No, yeah. If we win the midfield, I think we'll get at any of them. I think we could get at their defence, etc. But Max, I do agree with you. You did some not perfect way. The only disappointing factor is that Thomas is not in the first leg. And we're not cancelling up previous comments that I've made, so just shut up.
We might have Kai Havertz for the second leg as well. So, you know.
But this is point. See, we get through the first leg.
Yeah.
We've got Partey back through suspension. We could have Kai Havertz back, and we're getting stronger and stronger as the competition goes.
And we could have Calafiori back too, Mark.
He's got to fight for that place for me, though, Max. He's not going to take it off for Skelly.
No, I didn't say he was. I'm just saying we're going to have him back, and you know, having fifth place back is good. It's good. So
the squad's getting deeper. The more we're getting into competition. So normally in a season or a competition, your squad gets depleted,
Just at the end of the season, yeah.
Yeah, it's doing the opposite for us this year. So maybe there is a silver lining. So let's hope so.
Seema,
Yo,
your thoughts on what we've been talking about? What do you think?
And just so you know, Seema, you can agree with me because Mark didn't agree with me. Well,
Seema,
until I pointed him out, he agreed with me.
Seema, you're giving off this sort of thing that you don't give a toss.
I actually don't. You know why? Because I'm just too tired of thinking about the game.
Yeah, it's not getting here quick enough, is it? You know,
It's not.
it
It's
was the
just
same with the
taking
Real Madrid
so
game.
long.
wasn't it?
Sorry?
It was the same with the Real Madrid game, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, the Real Madrid game was more of, there was anticipation. It was almost like we were afraid, you know, because we are so used to getting to a certain point and then dropping off.
Yeah.
Right?
That's my dog, sorry.
Oh. And then with this one, it's almost like people are playing a double negative against us because we've already beaten them, so you can't do it again.
But see, to me, every game, I can't get where you're coming from, right? But this is where I think a lot of people, not the people on the panel, I don't mean you guys, but where a lot of people go wrong is, it doesn't matter that it's PSG, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that it's Barcelona if we get through PSG, or Inter Milan, because there's the spanner in the works. It could be Inter Milan. Yeah, nothing's guaranteed. But what I will say is this, right? And the guys have said it before. The league is gone. Yeah. Congratulations to Liverpool, by the way, winning the league. We're not sour on this channel. Congratulations, but that's all I'm going to say on it. But the point I'm trying to make is this. These two games now are the most important games of this season, right? Yeah. You'd agree, wouldn't you, Mark? Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, these two games are the most important. So we need to be out there with chest because the players are trying to do it for us.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, and the guys have said, for nearly half the season, Arsenal Football Club has been depleted. Yeah. So to get as far as we've got with a depleted team, can you imagine how good we would have been if everybody was fit all the time?
Do you know what? But Des, see if I could flip that around, right? Again, and it's like it's a great point that you just pulled up there. But see, with the amount of injuries that we've had and the period that our players have had out. Again, going back to my previous point, we don't have Saka that's played 60 games and he's coming into this stage of a Champions League semi-final.
Yeah.
We have Saka fresh as fucking daisies out on that pitch. We've had Odegaard out. We've had players out across our team, and they're not exhausted right now. This team is not. We could say Declan Rice, maybe Saliba. Out with that, Timber's been rotated. Kivior's fresh. Our team's fresh. Martinelli, Trossard, they've rotated a lot. They've not played like 2 million minutes this season. They've rotated a lot.
I mean,
so for a lot of other teams that are in the Champions League, their players are getting like tired by this stage of the season.
Well, you've got to remember as well, guys, right? We're running out of time, so I'm going to have to shut this one down in a minute. But you've got to remember as well, this season has been one of the longest seasons in history. If you're in all competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's even going to get even longer next season, is it not?
Yeah, Club World Cup.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not in it. We're not in it.
Oh, no, we've pulled out of that, haven't we? But if we were in that, it'd be an even longer season.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that messes up your pre-season break and going over to China or America or wherever you go, for your pre-season games, then the players aren't as rested when the season starts, so you're going to get more injuries more often.
That's what they actually talked about today, you know, when the City and Forest game started, that Forest have played a lot more games than City have this season.
Yeah.
That's why they were more fatigued and they weren't, you know, giving it all as they should have been.
Yeah, exactly.
City was just flying with it.
But how is that possible for Forest to have played more games than Manchester City?
Sorry?
So how is it possible that
because they were in the FA Cup longer, mate?
Yeah.
Same thing with Manchester City.
But also they played, I can't remember what they were talking about, but they've definitely played more games.
They play same number in the league, same number in the FA Cup, and Manchester City were in the Champions League. Nottingham Forest were in the Champions League, so I don't understand what they're saying.
Well,
they didn't break it down, so
they didn't.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about probably the person who
yeah, I know what you're saying.
They didn't get it right because Manchester City went into the Carabao Cup same
and
way.
Apparently, I heard another channel talking about the fact that every time a Pope has passed away, a British team has won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Right, okay.
And Navas would beat a Spanish team in the final.
Yeah. How the stars align, eh?
Des, so just sorry, just for 1 second, bro, and I do apologise for interrupting. Daniel's want to make a point, and can we just touch on it quickly before we shut down the show?
Daniel, you should have said, man, just chuck it in, bro. Chuck it in.
Actually put it in the chat. It's all about
It's
all about the Arsenal fans. Remember the game against Real Madrid? They actually did a tifo which they displayed in the game. The Thierry Henry tifo you saw. Yeah. So the Arsenal fans contributed, I think, about 10 grand for one of the biggest tifos display you have ever seen in the Emirates. And apparently, Arsenal Football Club declined them from displaying that banner, which they contributed money from fans from all over the world, fans from China, fans from Nigeria, fans from Scotland, everywhere, over 10,000 grand. And I find it so crazy that Mikel Arteta come in the press conference asking for the Arsenal fans to put on their shin pad, put on their JC, put on their war hats, and play every football with them in that stadium. Yet the club are not helping the matters, are not helping the fans to display something which they're not, the club are not even sponsoring. These guys from different places have decided to contribute money to a cause. So I just find it so annoying, and I'm angry. I posted it on my X account. It's so sad. It's so sad. And it's not something Arsenal should be doing, because probably some section of the fans would have been complaining that the Tifo is going to block their view before the Champions League anthem. So I don't know the reason why they are not allowing the fans to display it.
Daniel, do you know what's worse? Is that the PSG fans are going to bring in flares.
Yeah. And they're not going to get them to stripped off of them, are they?
No. They're allowed to. They're allowed to do that.
They get they were there the last time.
Yeah.
That's
Daniel, what you've said is disgusting. At the end of the day, if people have contributed their well-earned money from whatever country you come from, and you support Arsenal, for a flag that can be held up, we've got Vamos flags everywhere. Do you know what I mean? For one flag that has been basically, if you correct me if I'm wrong, that has been paid for, should be able to be shown. That's how I feel about it.
They're doing one though. They're putting one in the North Bank from the actual top of the Emirates roof, and it's going to hang down.
Is it the same flag that Daniel's on about?
No, separate. That's with the Ashburton Army.
Oh, right.
This is in the North Bank.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, on one hand, quickly, I would just say that I do find that like that Henri tifo, if you call it that, was absolutely outstanding, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But so on the club, how dare you do that? Because I think you should have allowed that. On the other hand, if the club are actually going to put a massive flag down the North Bank and cover Paul's face, I'm happy. I'm up for it. Fair play the club. Cover up.
To be honest, if you're an Arsenal supporter and you've made a flag, or you've bought a flag, or you've paid for a flag to be made, right? For me, you should be able to fly it and be proud of flying it. But there we go. Right, guys, I'm going to have to shut this one down because we are running out of time. But before I do want to mention an ex-Arsenal player, Okonkwo, helped Wrexham get to the Championship yesterday. So congratulations to him. And to be quite honest, I'd still have him playing for Arsenal, but there we go. You can't have everything, can you? So it's time to shut this one down. Thank you very much for being on. Daniel, go on quickly.
Aren't we doing prediction for the PSG game?
But I was going to do that. Sorry, yes. Sorry, I forgot about that. I'm having one of them. I'm having a bad night. All right. Predictions for the PSG
That's
game.
what I'm here for you. That's what I'm here for you. That's what I'm here for you.
I appreciate it, Daniel. I appreciate it because I fall over a lot. I need you to catch me. It's good.
There's no catching you if you fall over, bro.
Sam shoves me down the stairs. So can we have predictions for the PSG game? Who do I start with? Eeny, meeny, miny. Max, give me your prediction.
3-0.
All right, there's no need to be abrupt. I only asked you a question. It's fine. Daniel, give us your prediction for the PSG game, mate.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Oh my lord, what's with this? Anyway, Brian says 2-0, everybody. Yeah, let me put it up, otherwise he'll cry. Hold on. Brian says 2-0. There we go. Right, great. Seema, go on.
2-0.
2-0?
To the Arsenal.
You agreeing with Brian? Now, I'm going to let Mark go first, right? And there's a reason for this, yeah? Mark, what's your prediction, please?
2-0 Arsenal.
That's what the other Scottish lad was going to say. We'll come to that in a second, yeah? Richard.
We'll have to remind them of that.
Yeah, we will. Richard, your prediction, bro?
3-1.
Oh, I want a clean sheet. 2-0 for me. And Mark, do you remember last time when me and you said 2-0? What happened, mate? Do you remember?
No, it was 2-1, we said. We said
2-1, was it? 2-1.
2-1 to beat Madrid.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
Is it 2-1?
Yeah.
We've had this conversation. We've done it. Move on.
Seema,
They want their moment.
You know what I mean, bloody Scottish people.
Seema, can you just tell us what you wrote down? Mark,
What?
For clarity, tell everybody what you wrote down for the Real Madrid.
No, I ain't going to tell nothing. I'd rip that paper up.
What did we say, Seema?
It's in the bin. It's gone. It's history. Just like Arteta says, that game is over. Move on.
Oh, someone's tired. Anyway, guys, I am going to end the show there. All I can say is come on Arsenal against PSG. Yeah. And I just want to thank my panel tonight. You've been absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Seema, as always.
Thank you for being a lovely host.
Oh, thank you. I learned from the best. We'll leave that there. Mark, thanks as always, mate.
Oh, damn, you didn't mean me? Oh.
Of course I did, Seema, yes.
I'm joking.
Seema hears the word mate and she automatically thinks herself.
She's a talented lady. Leave her alone, man.
How talented is Seema? Does she have rainbow face?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
She doesn't have to be that talented.
Is she that talented? She pees rainbows. Do you pay rainbows?
Stop it! Des, mute him, please.
No. We're going to move. Max, thanks for being on, mate.
Sure, no problems, Des. Anytime.
Yeah, just don't lose your temper next time. It'd be cool.
Well, as long as you're not deluded enough to rail you in, that's all good.
All right, okay. It's a good job you're in Australia. That's all I can say. Daniel, thanks for being on the show. Say again.
Vitor Gyökeres just scored an hat-trick. Vitor Gyökeres, the Arsenal new striker, just scored an hat-trick.
Yeah? Well, hopefully he'll come and do it for us, won't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But thanks for being on the show, mate. It's good as always. Thank you. And Richard, my partner in crime, thank you, mate.
No,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, guys, this is in the North Bank. Don't forget on Tuesday we've got the watch along. Don't forget that we've got Brian's show coming out on Thursday with the American Gooners, the Queen. Is it Queen City? Is that right? Charlotte, yeah. So
no, it's Queen City Gooners. They're from Charlotte.
Right, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that for me. And don't forget, we will have next week. We'll have the first instalment of players going and players coming in, breakdowns for pre-recorded as well. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. The panel, enjoy your rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. 1 second, press the right.
Come on, you gunners.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Press the right button, Des.
Up
There we
Arsenal.
go.